Hello responders and welcome to your vehicle familiarisation and clean day. For most of you this is what your wagon will look like. I say most of you, sorry Fetler, one of these days you might get a vehicle like this. So they're not very big, but they do the job. It's a wee Volkswagen Caravelle. This is Yell's current vehicle I've got at the moment. We're just going to be taking you around her so you can see what kit you guys have and how to look after her. So firstly, looking after her. Within your paperwork folder you'll find this vehicle cleaning record. So I've just done this vehicle, so I've pre-filled it out, but we'll go through it again. You should be seeking to fill these out certainly every 3 to 6 months. I'll be doing a big deep clean on them. Our A&E vehicles, we'll be doing a full clean once a week, or a kind of mini clean and certainly kit check once every shift. So to ask you guys to do it once every 3 months is not much, trust me. So they're really easy to fill out. Just start with the date. I've put my name, tick which one of these you've done, and then just sign at the end. On the back, in case you forget, we've written what you should be doing in this vehicle, but I'll just go through all of these points with you now. Point number 1, clean the inside of the vehicle. So remove any rubbish if required. This includes the front cab in here, so check. A big place where rubbish tends to be found is in the side pockets of the doors. Get rid of any if there's any left, and then of course you'll be checking your rubbish bin at the back here as well. It says if required because that looks, there's a little bit in there, but as long as it's not above the 3/4 line then you should be safe. Just tidy up, make sure there's nothing else at the back here. So it says next point is all equipment is removed and every surface wiped down with Clinell spray and wiped, and then we sweep the floors, wash them, and then we'll just give the front cab a wipe. The reason why we remove all of the kit is because, as you can see, there's not much room in here and I can't properly sweep and wipe those floors if this trolley cot is in the way. So we're going to remove all of the kit before we give it a full wipe down. We'll just do that right now. Just taking out the trolley, you guys should be familiar how to do this already. Ramp. Sometimes these clips at the sides here can be attached up here. So just if you can't get the tail lift in, that might be why. Let's remove the trolley button there. Set my foot on it. And off we go. The good thing about doing this, guys, or removing the kit, is that you're also getting practice with removing and reinserting it, so the trolley will be something that you're doing the whole time. For the likes of the Manger Air, you might not be using it as much, so it's good practice for you guys to remove it and reinsert it again. Manger pumps, we need to check that later anyway. And we're going to check the suction kit as well. Move that. Put that top my trolley as well. We don't remove the oxygen cylinders or anything. Really need to wipe too much on that. You can, while you're in the back, just have a little bit of a play with the chair. Again, so you're familiarised with how it works. So it goes up, and then these chairs can swivel. So you've got a little yellow foot mechanism there. Push that. Now I can either click in this position, like so, so make sure it's clicked in place, So you can have front facing, and then this lever at the back adjusts if the seat goes back or forward. That's him. I'm going to put them right back up again. That's him. You can also put it quarter of the way, so I'm going to push that. Make sure it's not locked. And then, yeah, that's him locked quarter of the way. The reason why I shove him forward is because when he's back, then I'm going to struggle to wipe down here. So I'm just going to put him quarter of the way out. That way I can clean properly at the back. And lastly, removing the Ibex chair. So, release the clip down here. And then, got a little tab at the back there, which pull the handle down. And then lift it off. Note which way it sits on the carrier. So, that bar at the bottom there will sit on top of there. It can only go one way, guys. Wheel this down. Support it against the trolley for now, because it's all kit that we're going to test individually later to make sure they're in good working order. So the next thing we're going to do is give the vehicle a full wipe down. So this includes the roof, everybody. This is the most common place that I see missed, is the roof. And I'm going to give you an example, because you say, why not do we need to wipe the roof? Because we shouldn't be touching that bit. So this is a good example. So I've deliberately left this bit so you guys can see. You see those black specks there? Black speck, black speck, black speck. And this bit there. I wonder what on earth is that. Now there was a lot of the roof that looked like this. You wonder what that is? That is feces from flies, is what that is. Disgusting, I know. So make sure you are wiping not just the surfaces here. Your main issue will be flat surfaces, so these, or even on top of your spinal board. That's mainly like here and along the windows. But just make sure you're doing the roof as well. As I say, I've given this roof, see the difference? I've given this roof a right good wipe, but I deliberately left this bit so you guys can see why we wipe the roof. Because that tends to be the bit that flies try to escape from. So, this is the cleaning kit that I'm going to need for cleaning the whole of the vehicle. So I have got, for the floors, I've got my bucket with a little bit of detergent in it, mix of water. I've got yellow mop with disposable head on it. Clinell wipes, I've got Clinell spray and some disposable cloths. And then glass and stainless steel cleaner for the windows. Do not use this or this to clean your windows, because it will make it really, really, really greasy. So use this for the plastics and the metal bits, this for the windows, and even this I would be quite wary of using on the front windscreen, because this is a little bit greasy itself. So use it very, very sparingly when you're doing the front inside of the windscreen. So I'm going to tackle a bit of the window that I've left out. So a couple of sprays. People get asked, do we use this or this for wiping it down? The universal wipes I would use just to wipe down the trolley after every job, wipe down every kit, wipe down every piece of the kit after every job. This, for kind of more soiled areas, I guess, you can actually spray this along an area, let it soak in for a bit and then wipe off. But for now, I'm just going to add a little bit to here onto my cloth. And then give this window a good wipe. Oh yeah, that's much better. Comes off quite easy. Yeah, that's much better. She's getting in all the corners. Just getting that. That's already looking a million times better. Of course, the disposable cloths, so once you're done using them and they're a bit soiled and dirty, pop them in the bin. I'm going to grab another one because that one's quite dirty, so I'm going to grab another one to wipe down the sides. And we're literally starting, you'd just be starting from the front. You remember, this is part of your infection control, so you don't want any bit missed. We're killing off any germs, making sure that she's nice and presentable. This is not just about how your ambulance looks. This is about making sure that our patients are all safe as well. We don't want any dust anywhere, or it's at every single surface, so I just tend to work my way all around it. So this is flat surfaces is the worst. That. This will take you guys a bit of time. Ah, that's perfect. Right, good wipe down. Again, inside here is another spot where dust tends to gather. You could, if you're being really, really pedantic, you could remove the spinal board as well, but I can get in quite easily to underneath where the dust tends to sit. In here, along there. Make sure the tops of these have been wiped. Tops of the oxygen cylinder tends to have a bit of dirt along it as well. Make sure that you're wiping your handles. Keeping it as nice and clean as you can. Tops are there. I'll remove this. I've already done this, guys. I'm just giving it a quick dite. And then along the other side, and just keep going. The main thing is just making sure you've covered absolutely every area. Remember to do your doors as well. So this door is shut. A lot of people clean their vehicles with the door open, and you can tell because they keep forgetting to wipe this door. So every other part of the vehicle will be clean, bar the door, because they've been cleaning it with the door open. And don't forget to do your back doors as well. And along, so mainly, I mean, wipe the whole thing. And your clips and that. I'm just doing a quick dite over just to show you guys. Again, same here, that's if you're being really careful, you'd actually remove the scoop. Again, it's good for you guys to be removing the scoop because it's something that you might use often. But I can get my hand behind it quite easy to get into that bit behind the door. New bit of cloth, and I'm going to wipe down the front cabs the same way. Again, I've already done this so she's clean. And make sure lots of spray on, make sure I'm getting that right good. Clean, check the door pockets. The only thing that should really be in your door pocket is de-icer and a scraper, which this one doesn't have, so I'll need to report that. Make sure you're giving that. It's amazing how much dust gathers on within the front of a vehicle. Just make sure you're giving that a right good dite down. In here is a good place for it to gather. Give all this a wipe. And give that wipe, just I did recognise I was a little bit mucky earlier on. Well, we're right good at what equipment should be wearing in a moment, but you recognise there's your ear protectors. And the same on this side. Ensure you're missing absolutely nothing, making sure that you're going in all the pockets. It is amazing how much rubbish collects in there. good spot for getting that out of. Another good place for things to get lost and for bits of rubbish to fall down is down here where my finger is. Make sure that you're reaching right down there to pull out any bits of rubbish. Usually ferry tickets that fall down there. Next we're going to have the floor a bit wet, so with detergent and water in there. Kind of teaching you guys how to suck eggs here, but just make sure you're giving the whole floor a right good wipe down. Again, I've already done this vehicle, I'm just kind of picking up some of where my footprints were earlier on. So you do the whole vehicle, don't miss any bits, make sure you get a good spot is up in the corner there, again because it's a flat surface. And also remember to do this bit in here, that tends to be a good place for dirt to gather up. So right over the top of the white bit. I'm just going to give this a quick tight over. Should be fine. Again, if you've got a particularly dirty vehicle, make sure that you're rinsing this often. Mop head's a single use, so once you're finished with it, pull it off. Note, I am wearing sufficient PPE when I'm working with this cleaning kit as well. I've got my gloves on. Get rid of it. And then dispose of your water down a drain pipe. And lastly, as I said before, use your glass on stainless steel cleaner to get the windows. I like using paper for this because it's just a little bit drier and less greasy. It's up to yourself. Again, I've already done this. It's quite important to do glass in your vehicles. You would be amazed at how much dirt comes off the inside of the glass. Just repeat all the way around, but say be very, very careful with doing the front windscreen because if you make it greasy, it's going to be a nightmare to see. I'm not going to teach you guys how to wash the outside of a vehicle. I'm sure you all know how to do that by now. What I will say is just pay particular attention to grooves like this, where moss tends to build up. Even around about your decals, water will tend to lie in bits like that, and then you tend to get green moss that builds up. In here, tends to have quite a lot of moss build up as well. So just pay particular attention to areas like these, areas underneath these, and make sure you're giving it a right good rub down. We'll move on to the engine. So access the engine, it'll either be this side or the other side. So on this vehicle, there's a handle down here that pops the engine, so it could be this side or the other side. The A&E vehicles, it's the other side. So pull that. Have a quick look underneath the bonnet. So to open the bonnet, it's right in the centre there. Push up. There we go. In here, the only thing that you guys should really be interested in is that bottle there. That's your screen wash fluid, which there is plenty in. Yep. So if that needed screen wash, I'll top that up. Have a quick glance over. This is your coolant here. Don't open this because certainly in this case, I've taken this vehicle for a run and she's still hot. If I was to open that right now, it would pop open with the pressure that's in it and I'd potentially get burned, so don't open that. But take note and just make sure that there is coolant in it, which there is. If there's not, then report it because there's probably a leak. Wee engine, there's a place to top up oil, but again that's for the garage to check that, not us. And this is your brake fluid here as well. So again, if you want to if there's any reservoirs that you want to have a little check of, check it, but the only thing you guys should be topping up is that one right there. Closing the bonnet, so the bonnet is held up by itself with this strut at the side. So we should just push, and it should just, like so, make sure that it's definitely closed, which it is, because you don't want that rattling up when you're on a job. Tyre checks is nice and easy. So it's just a general look to make sure that, yep, there's enough. That tyre's got a good amount of tread on it. These tyres do have, you can't really see it in my video, but there's like a little, almost like bump as an indicator. These tyres should be getting checked regularly, at least once a year in the safety check. And garages are very, very vigilant with these, so we shouldn't find any faults. But just, I mean, make sure there's no cuts, there's no lumps, bumps, no bits of canvas showing. Just a very, very quick check. You guys don't have some vehicles have indicators here that shows whether or not your wheel nuts are tight, but you guys don't have that. So just keep an eye on the outside and sort of reasonably inside of the tyre. So the next bit you guys need to do is check your equipment. This is where you'll need your AMLTS check sheet. We will go through each part of this so you can familiarise yourself where all of this kit is right now. So first of all, your handheld radios. Again, sorry Fettler, your vehicle will be slightly different, but handheld radios will be somewhere in a locker that looks like that. Again, I would expect you guys to be opening that and checking that you have 2 radios in place. Make sure that this is where your radio battery chargers are. Make sure that these are charged. I've done all this so I know that that's operating properly. A ferry card and fuel card is next on the list. Keep that open because we'll check in there in a moment. A ferry and fuel card. So I know this doesn't have a ferry card, but it does have a fuel card. Ferry and fuel cards in the side here, so I'll get a ferry card and pop that in a moment. Your ear defenders are right in the middle there, so again you should have 2, there should be 2 of you. Your paperwork. So I've currently got your paperwork out because we're going to have a right good look through that. But your paperwork should have, I'll just take it out for you guys to see. You'll have your sample sheets, your patient observation records, vehicle check sheets, uniform request, kit request forms. You'll also have a couple of these in there, which is, God forbid, if you're involved in an accident with someone, then we've got forms here that you would hand out to the individual that you've been in the accident with. You have got, there's your uniform order list, and in the back there's your additional cleaning records. Also in here is your radio familiarisation sheets as well. Now this should be located up in, get that shut. That's up in the back here, along your blankets. So that's the 2 most likely things you guys are going to use for jobs. You should be filling out a sample for every single job, and chances are you're going to need your pillow and your blankets as well. Next on the list, so blankets and sheets we've just looked at up in the corner. Your Entonox tubing will be somewhere in the corner there. I'm going to tidy that up in a moment because that's kind of fallen down. So disposable gloves and so your hand rub dispenser is in the driver's side pocket. Disposable gloves are in the corner there. Your paper roll is here. Make sure you guys have got spares in the station. Surgical masks should be in the middle here. So if I take that out, there's your surgical masks. And vomit bowls are in here, along with your Inco pads. We don't, for obvious reasons, we don't put too much in this cupboard here, but it's a shame not to use it at all. So that's all we keep in there, is just vomit bowls, pee bottles, Inco pads. Again, that should be marked. So cleaning equipment, so Clinell wipes, Clinell spray, disposable cloths, hand wipes, all in here. So there's your Clinell wipes, Clinell spray, disposable cloths. This is, you've got disposable bags here. Make sure that you've got, this is the label for your orange bags, the spill kit down there, you've got disposable aprons in the back, and you've got ties here for your bags. Orange ones is what you guys will typically use for general waste. Yellow, God forbid you have to use them, is basically for body parts. These are used, the red ones here are used for if you've got any soiled blankets. They're good for putting soiled blankets in because it means that we don't have to touch them. These bags go directly into the wash and will dissolve when they come in contact with water. So make sure you keep them away from water, otherwise they will start dissolving, hence why they're up here in this covered away. And then the green ones here is for any loose patient medication, if they don't already have a nice bag, which they usually do. So your consumables, airways, breathing, circulation. So your main consumables are up here. There you go. Airway, breathing and circulation. So I've checked all these bags so I know that they've got everything in date and they're all correct. And what I would advise you guys doing is, just so you don't have to, because I appreciate you guys don't pull your kit out or you're sending your spares out that often. So what I've done to make life easier is I've written on the next things to go out of date, or if it needs anything, which again I've reported it needs tough cuts, it's missing it. So I know that everything is in date up until the 8th next year. So that means that I don't even need to touch that, unless of course I use any kit from it. You've got your adult BVM, you've got a peds BVM in the back, which again I know you guys don't use a paediatric BVM, but we took the decision to keep one in case a doctor requires it. And then we'll look at your other bits of kit in a moment. And as the label dictates, your manual handling kit is in here. So that includes your splints, your Manger cushion. Opened up like so. And those of you with experience will know that your kit is pretty well packed in here. So if you need your box splint, you're going to have to pull your Manger cushion out, which is not easy sometimes. You've got your small, medium splint in there. There is, at the bottom here, you have got glide sheets, you've got banana boards, you've got a turntable. All of that is in there. It's up to you guys to remove the whole lot and neatly put it back in again to make sure that it's there and it's in good working order. But I'm not going to disrupt that because I know how difficult it is to get in and out. Just going to have a quick look at your Ibex chair here that I've got out. Just make sure that the wheels is all nice and tidy and clean. We're going to release it, so release the belt. Pull it open, this is not easy with one hand. There we go. So I'm making sure that this has all been wiped down. You should be wiping this whole chair down, so handles, back bit, front bit. Make sure that these are wiped down as well. Every time after you use it, you should be doing this. So this isn't something that should be doing just every few months. Every time after you've used this chair, make sure you wipe the whole thing down before you put it back again. Make sure as well that you're not missing down here. So you're wiping where the feet sit and where your hands go again, because if you think you've had mucky hands, you then hold this bit when you're assisting someone using an Ibex chair. You then move on to the next patient. If you haven't wiped that down, you touch this, you then touch the patient, and then you've passed on that infection risk. So checking your suction kit, we briefly went over this during the Airways month. Just to make sure that the kit inside is all there and all in date. Make sure that all this is wiped down, make sure there's no dust or bits of dirt around it. Again, this should be getting a full wipe down if you've used it on any job. You cannot test these while they're still charging in the vehicle, so make sure that they are removed before you're testing them. Make sure that's connected. So to do that, turn it up full whack. Up. That's him. Perfection. So I know that's working. Yeah, there's no point in testing that while it's charging in the vehicle, because that's not actually charging the battery. It's checking if it's the vehicle's charging it. So make sure you remove them. Moving on to Manger pump. So again, you guys should be having a practice with these regularly, so you should know if they're working or not. But just turn them on. And to test the battery, push that, so this is nice and fully charged. I could tell it was the second I turned it on. Moving on to your trolley. So what trolleys tend to have German mattresses on top of them with a blanket and sheet. That tends to be what we do in Shetland. I know that's not a national thing. Just make sure that your sides are clicking up properly. Again, you guys should be doing this regularly, so you're checking that with every job anyway. Again, same with your handles. Pull up the bottom, put your handle down, make sure they're not getting stiff because they're not being used for a long period of time. Pull up. There's a good example, that's quite stiff. At least working. And then to clean them, pump it all the way up. As it goes, takes ages. Some. Make sure the back is working as well. It's good. Super. So to do this properly, take the German mattress completely away and wipe down your mattress underneath, so your foam mattress underneath. Again, I've already done this, but so make sure, because it's amazing how much dust and things will gather underneath this, so make sure you completely get rid of this, so you're giving the trolley a full wipe down itself. And then every single bit of the trolley gets wiped, particularly handles. Remember these handles in here. Your trolley should be the cleanest thing you have, because you're using it the whole time. You should be wiping it after every single patient again. So this should be the cleanest thing you guys have. Make sure though, on a deep clean, you're getting in here as well, because a lot of dust tends to gather in these spaces here. And a big place it tends to gather is here. So again, I've wiped this, so that's why it's clean. But make sure you're wiping underneath the trolley, because that's a big place for dust to gather. When you're done, you put it down again. Yeah, it takes ages because there's no weight on it. Slowly but surely. Back down onto the seat, that's it. So I'll just discuss very briefly what this thing here is. It's not a piece of kit that I see us use often, but it is there. Your winch. So this connects onto your trolley. It is a really good piece of moving and handling kit, particularly if you've got someone who's quite heavy on your trolley. Connects to this bit here on the back. So nice and simple, out and in, I turn it on here. The light should come on. So out. I might have to reset it. There it goes. So, and then put a bit of tension on it. Just come all the way out. This is the reason why we don't tend to use it. It's because it's quite slow. All the way out, but I'll use it for trying to get the trolley in. Yeah. Okay, so I've cut there because I need 2 hands to do that. But this yellow bit on your trolley is where it connects to, just like a seat belt. You can see. And all you do, so you need 2 people to operate this really. So you'd have one person standing at the back. Let's see if this stretches. And then you push in. And then just guide the trolley up. So it's quite slow, but it's very, very good if you've got someone who's particularly heavy. So make sure there's 2 of you doing this, guiding the trolley in. She goes. So let's pop that back. Disconnect it. The trolley, so that's the trolley connected back in. Maintain tension on this at all times, otherwise it'll buckle. So nice little bit of nice bit of tension on there, and go in. To it there. And clip them back in safely to there. So you should go into there with 2 hands. Okay, so your oxygen and Enterox. So Enterox cylinder, oxygen cylinder. Again, whoever designed this ambulance just did not think, because we can't actually see the gauge on these, but it'll be up to you guys to remove them. So remove these clips. Just, again, these are brand new, so I know they're full. Move the clip, pull them out. Have a look. Ooh, that's dirty. I need to give that a wipe actually. But that's completely full, so I'm happy. And then for these, again, make sure that you've got full. Also check the dates on them. Again, you can't really see, but there's a date on the side there. Make sure that your oxygen, your Enterox is in date. And make sure as well that they're turned on. The amount of big cylinders that I've seen that are plugged in, they're not actually turned on. So when I've gone to test stop here, there he goes. No oxygen's actually come through. So make sure that these are working as well. Just turn them on, turn them on, turn them off. If they're not, try and ask a question why. Your other oxygen Enterox is in the side here. So there's additional Enterox mouthpieces, Enterox cylinder, there's more oxygen. And in there, just for quick access, you've got a nice trauma mask and a Venturi mask. And then your bag, your defib, and your observations kit will all be in here. Nice big space for you. Lastly, just a bit of bodywork inspection. So again, if you guys have a bump, you should be reporting it straight away anyway. But it's just good to just have a quick check over it. So we're checking the doors along with that as well. These are moving nice and freely. The reason we do this last is because we'll be doing this anyway, opening and shutting doors and looking around the vehicle and making sure that everything's operating correctly. So I'm going to shut my ramp up. That's him. So it's up to you guys whether or not you clip the sides on. Back doors are looking good and operating well. She's charging, which is good. Again, I've been in and out of the store, so I know it's operating properly. I did notice there's a little bit of a mark and a little bit of rust starting there, so I've just reported that. Otherwise, she looks good. And that's it. Make sure you're checking your lights on a regular basis as well. She should come up with a warning if one of them goes off. Again, this is a two-man job, guys. So one of you should be sitting in the vehicle operating the lights while the other one checks. Make sure you do every single one. Right, but that should be hard. Make sure you're doing these checks regularly. Make sure you're doing a deep clean, let's say every few months at least. And that'll keep her a nice, good working order. Remember, this is not just about how you guys look to the public, which is you want to give a good impression to all of your clients that you come across. It's also about making sure that they are nice and safe as well. So take care, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.